The first 2 years I lost 100 pounds.
Sure about that. What? Like, you want a picture of me? Like,
Yeah. Graham, can you come do a backflip?
Cardio's making you fat. That's what we're going to talk about today.
You're listening to the Northstar Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to the Northstar Podcast. This is episode 86, and we have a special guest. Ashley, Returning guest, and this is
Hi.
part one.
Thanks for inviting me back.
Great to
I
have
guess
you.
we were at your house last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you weren't there
Yeah.
for the episode.
That was like
Two
two
years?
years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, it was summer 2024,
Wow.
It's kind of nostalgic then,
I guess.
right? Awesome. So, I mean, we got a lot of cool stuff that we're going to be talking this episode, guys. Jeremy, you get pal?
I'm good. I'm here. I'm all good.
Okay.
Just letting you lead the way.
So, guys, if you guys don't know, 2 episodes ago, or possibly 3, we unveiled our awesome brand new logo that we were talking about was the missing piece. And today we have the person who painted it. And she has a lot of exciting stuff, especially with an upcoming announcement. And do you want to talk about it?
The announcement now?
Might as well.
Sure. So it's been like a dream of mine for a long time to open up an art studio, and I'm in the process of making that happen. So we don't have a date. We don't know exactly when, but it is going to be located upstairs from the fitness lab in Mission. And we're going to do kids classes, adult workshops, all kinds of stuff. Maybe I can teach people how to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know she was even mentioning off the podcast that we might have to fill the missing gaps right here, and me and Jeremy might have to hop in a class. And,
I think I want to have
paint her.
these guys come to my studio, and I think we should do an episode there where I teach them how to paint something.
Yeah, that's awesome. Looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Cause
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I know.
this
That'd be funny, actually.
this sign came out so awesome, and the best thing, I know you were mentioning like earlier on with like your videos and texts that you were kind of like, I guess like kind of run us through like as an artist when you make a piece of art for someone and you kind of like have that anticipation that's got to kill, right? Or you have that burning anticipation where they're about to unveil the art and see
Yeah.
it. I know that was kind of the situation with us, and we like honestly I was blown out the dust when we saw it. Like the colors, looking at it, like it's so cool how people think, and like me personally, I love it. Like whenever, for example, I'm at my barber and I'm like, hey, you know what? You're the person. I'm going to trust you. I'm going to let you do what you do. And then with clients, sometimes clients are the same thing. It's like, hey, you're the coach. We're just going to listen to you. And I just love that fact that like we kind of just like put in your hands and we didn't like see, we got little snips and glips and little tiny snippets. And then when it came out, it was awesome. And that was a really fun episode. It was so awesome seeing it.
Yeah, I think sometimes like when you're getting or doing a commission, I think I try to ask questions like, are there colors? I mostly ask, are there colors that you hate? Because I like to use lots of different colors. But if you hate a color, I will try not to include it. But if you've seen my work and you like what I do, then I try to just not take too much direction and just like, and I didn't actually know how this was going to turn out at all. I had some idea, but
Yeah.
none of my paintings ever, I never know how they're going to turn out.
It's gotta be nerve-wracking, right? Like, yeah. Because I feel like I would be nerve-wracking, yeah, having my nerves just shot up, especially if you're leading up to it. So, like, on the topic of colors, what's the favorite color that you got?
I always have hot pink.
Hot pink.
They're,
In your paintings?
almost all of my paintings
Yeah.
have hot pink.
This is your trademark.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I think unless like I've had a couple people that I've made pieces for that didn't want pink, but when I'm making stuff for myself or just if I don't have a ton of direction, I usually always have a little bit of hot pink.
Why?
I don't know, it makes me happy. It's a fun, bright color. I think it's a little bit unexpected. I think people are often afraid of color. Like you go into people's houses and it's a lot of beige and gray and black and white. And I don't know. I like neon colors. I use a lot of neon. So it's just fun.
I was gonna say, yeah, pink, and then probably number 2's got to be like that cyan, because I see a lot of cyan as well. I really like that. That's one of my favorite colors.
Yeah, I use that a lot. I use purple a lot. I love purple. I don't know. And I don't always have like a color palette. I just grab whatever I feel, and it's the only place in my life that I don't think too much.
Just go into the flow state?
Yeah. Like I really do. I forget to eat. I forget to drink. I sometimes forget to go to the bathroom. Like I am just, it's hard to describe to somebody if they've never experienced that. But it's the only place that it's total instinct.
I don't know if you guys talked about this last podcast, because I'm not too sure about this, but when did you feel like you kind of fell in love with painting and kind of got started taking painting like from a recreational hobby to something a little more serious?
I've always been creative. Like I've always made things, always. And I always, like when I was even really little, I always was like the kid that was redecorating my room all the time, every weekend.
How so?
Like just like
Did you like paint on the walls?
No, I didn't really paint back then, but like posters, just moving my furniture around, like always and I'm like pretty organized, so I would like reorganize things and like reorganize my closet, and I was always that's like what I would do all the time. And so I always made things, but I didn't really think of myself as an artist really. And I've always been really interested in like interior design and just color in general. And then I guess I started painting in like 2018-ish, just a little bit, just for fun, and then I got pregnant in 2019, and then the pandemic happened, and then I just didn't really continue on, because having a newborn is really hard to do anything else. And I started getting back into it, I'd say shortly after I started getting into fitness.
Okay.
So it was when I started painting again.
And then I know you've done a lot of stuff with like children's art.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Because I have a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And he brings home like piles and piles of artwork. Like he goes to daycare and he just finished kindergarten. And every day in his backpack, he has a folder, and it's like overflowing with drawings and paintings and art. And I felt so guilty throwing it away, but you can't keep everything. It's impossible.
Yeah.
Like he's only 6, and I have so much stuff. So I was trying to think of a way that I could do something meaningful with his art and display it in the house, but not lose it and not just have it in a bin. Because what's the point of just having it in a bin where you never look at it? So I just one day was like, I wonder what would happen if I started cutting it up and gluing it together in weird ways and doing, like I've always done collage. I don't know if you guys know collaging, where you cut out and glue things together. I've always done that because I've never been a confident drawer. Like I do not draw very well, and people are always surprised by that because I'm an artist.
You paint?
But it's not my strong suit. I can't draw very realistically, and which is why a lot of my work is abstract. So I would collage when I was a kid. So I started gluing his pieces together and then adding paint, and he helped me, and he would do like handprints on it and different things on it. And people started seeing it and asking me to make it for their kids.
Yeah.
So they basically give me like an envelope or a box full of their kids' art. And
That feel like super weird at first, like just like having people.
No, it's really fun. It's actually, that's my favorite part, is when people give me like a box of art and I get to sort through their kids' artwork. I think kids, they're so free when they're making stuff, and it's just really fun to see the little characters they come up with and the faces they draw and all the just interesting things. Like I made a piece for my friend who has twin boys, and I made a piece, like 2 pieces, so that when they get older, so it's one piece altogether, but it's split up. So if they get older, and they each want a piece, they can have it. But it was so cool to see how different their styles were. like with their drawings and stuff. So I don't know. I love kids art. It's my favorite thing to look at what kids make.
Yeah, I would say it's also very niche because I don't think a lot of people actually appreciate kids art like that, and nor I think take the step that you're taking with the studio where that's kind of repurposing it in a beautiful way for parents and all that stuff. I was kind of curious about this question. When you are like, let's say, getting in that flow state and you're painting and you're doing your thing, do you listen to music at all, or is it kind of empty silence?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do. And
Does
I
that change
and I
like
sing
mood
really
and like how
loud.
you are?
I
Okay.
sing really loud.
Will there be karaoke nights at the like?
Nobody really wants to hear it, and I have to be a bit more careful because I live in an apartment now, so I have close neighbors. Nobody really wants to hear me singing, but I don't care. Whatever. Yeah. I listen to Motown when I'm painting.
Okay. Not familiar, but I'll have to give it a listen.
You know what'd be cool is if you had every participant have their own headphones and listen to their own music. Everyone's singing like out loud, but nobody else can hear them.
I've actually been to an event like that of wine tasting, and it was like a wine and like dancing kind of thing. And same thing, everybody had headphones on, different music, but everyone was dancing. It was really fun because nobody knew what the other person was listening to, and everyone's dancing, but everyone has a different beat and a different rhythm, and that would be really cool. Yeah.
There's also this is a little bit off topic, but have you guys ever heard of those? There's a restaurant, I think it might be in Burnaby or in Vancouver. They blind, so they kind of like it's a blackout. It's like a black. I don't know if it's like a wine tasting thing or I think it's like an Italian spot, but like
I think it's dinner. Like you go and you eat and.
It's pitch black. Pitch black.
But like, imagine also. I mean, this would kind of
that would be
art,
fun.
but like as an art thing, just like an event,
blindfolded.
that would be kind of fun in my opinion. I think just huck and paint and
Or like get a visual image of what you're supposed to paint and try to paint it blindfolded.
yeah, where you kind of like look at something and then you have to like use your imagination and kind of it could be like next Picasso.
Maybe that's what I'll have you guys do when you come to the studio.
That would be a fun episode. We might have to do a little part 3 for that. Oh, whatever we're at. Yeah.
So would you say that the kids' art stuff that you do is your favorite projects? Like what would you categorize your favorite project to least favorite project to do?
Yeah, I think that the collages right now are my favorite thing to do, just because I think I like anything, like my art has changed a lot over the years, like my style has changed, but there's 2 things that I feel like are always consistent: color, and I try to tie it to some kind of memory or nostalgia or something. So that's why I like the kids' art, because I feel like stuff gets shoved in a box. And I'm starting to do a piece actually right now that's not just kids' artwork, but they've given me photographs to include. They've given me their grandparents' marriage certificate, like a copy of it.
Okay.
Just like different memorabilia basically to include in this big huge piece of art that they're going to display in their house. So I would say that is probably my favorite right now. I love doing stuff like this. I like kind of the street art graffiti style to it, so I sometimes will tie that in with the collages too. Basically anything right now where I get to make a big mess is my favorite thing to do. So like all my clothes have paint on them. My floor has paint on it, and it shouldn't, but it does. Which is why I'm really excited about this studio too, because I can go in there and just like make a mess, and it's not in my dining room.
In your apartment,
In my dining room. My dining room table is not a dining room table. We do not eat at it. We eat at the bar countertop because it's always covered in a project. So I'm excited to kind of get all that stuff out of my house and get it into a space. But and then I guess least favorite, I don't really have a least favorite. I think maybe my least favorite.
Drawing?
Sorry?
Anything drawing related?
Well, I don't really do a ton of drawing because it's not something I feel is my strength. But least favorite is, I guess, when somebody asks for a piece that I just don't want to do, or like I don't feel like is in my wheelhouse. It just isn't fun for me when I get given too much direction.
Okay,
I guess it kind of sucks the fun out of it. And
Yeah, it takes autonomy out of it.
yeah, and and that's happened to me before, but I think as I've gone on with my work, I'm a little bit more choosy about the commissions that I do, and I'm more okay now because I've started to, it is like, it's a business, so it's tied to money, but now that I kind of understand what certain things are worth, I'm okay saying no to certain projects that I don't want to do. And I don't have to do every project. I don't have time to do every project.
Yeah, because I was going to ask, how do you even find time? Because working a job, having children, and going to the gym, and like we talked about, like how much you had such a crazy weight loss journey, and like managing everything all at once. It's
lots of coffee, lots and lots of coffee. I don't know. I feel like when you have something that you care about and you're passionate about, you just make time. You
find
for
time.
It. You figure it out.
Absolutely.
And people that, and even with like fitness and weight loss and all those things, and people say I don't have time. You have time. How much time did you spend scrolling on your phone today? So like, and I scroll on my phone too, but everyone has time, and people will prioritize the things that are important to them. So yeah, I'm tired all the time, for sure, but I'm happier.
Are you mainly doing your artwork like later in the evening, nighttime?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Usually. And I'm not really a night person.
You're an early bird?
I'm way more of a morning person.
Okay.
So, but when I do get into that flow state, I forget what time it is, and which can be a problem, because if I have to get up at 5:30 the next morning for work, it is hard, but I work really, really well with deadlines. Really well. So like I even
like
remember
the pressure kind of helps?
Yes, when you texted me and you're like, "Can we have this by Friday?" I was like, ugh. It had a long way to go.
Then you just make it happen.
When you texted me that. And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And I just figured,
no hesitation.
I figured out how to
just
make it happen. And but I work really well with deadlines. So I don't know.
Can you run us through the journey with this piece? Like, how did you start off, and like what were like kind of like the finishing touches? Like, if you could like say in like a step by step.
Well, obviously the logo was the main component, because I knew that you guys wanted the logo, and I wanted it to be pretty substantial size, because having it be like on camera and everything, you want to be able to see it and to have it be clear. So that was the first thing I figured out, and you guys had given me the size that you wanted the piece, so I figured out how big the logo should be. And then I wanted to include bits of you guys on there, so I asked for photos of you guys, and I played around with them a bit in editing. Like, the photos are not painted. I didn't paint those. Those are collage. So I played around with them on my computer a bit and edited them. So I use, like, not everything that I do is all just paint. So I use, I guess you could call mixed media. So I use all different types of mediums. So I did a lot of collaging. So I collaged the whole back of the painting. And then I just started hucking paint at it, basically, and seeing what worked. And I take a lot of photos of my work as I'm painting, because sometimes when it's hanging there or on my easel and I'm staring at it for a really long time, you lose the perspective of it. So I'll put it into, again, my computer, and I will turn it black and white. And then I see what the contrast looks like. And if if there's not enough contrast, then I will adjust. And so that's kind of a trick that I use a lot, is turning a photo black and white and seeing what the contrast looks like, because you want to have balance in the piece.
Was the collage printed onto the canvas? And
No.
then
No, I cut them all out.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Glued
say,
them
because they look like, you can see that they're kind of 3D. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, and then I just started painting. I use stencils. I use bubble wrap. There's bubble wrap.
Yeah, I can
right
see the
here.
top part as well. The stay
I
platters.
basically paint with garbage a lot. So I like to use repurposed things. I like to recycle things. So I just, if I can get something for free, like yesterday at the gym, I asked Jeremy, "Can I have these boxes and this bubble wrap?" And he said, "Sure." Those are for art projects, because I just like to repurpose things. I just made, and it's one of the projects I'm developing for the workshop, I'm making these flowers that have records in them, old records. So like, I just like to use old things and make them.
And is that like 3D? Is it gonna be like a
Well, it's
3D?
like a record, and then we're gonna make big flower petals out of cardboard,
Yeah.
and then hang them up on the wall.
Okay.
But paint on them.
On the actual like pedals, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So,
Yeah. What about 3D art? Have you kind of played around with like?
like sculpture.
Yeah, exactly, like sculpture.
I don't actually make sculpture, but I am very interested in painting different
painting
objects.
on top of it? Okay.
Like the chair workshop that I'm doing. Basically, we're going to be making paintings on chairs, so it's kind of a 3D element.
Yeah.
Things like that. So.
I know with my mom, with her daycare and stuff, she does like a lot of stuff with artwork, especially with kids too. And I know like recently she did this thing where each of the kids brought like a used tissue box.
Okay.
And then what they did was they kind of like used like different type of materials to make them into monsters. So everyone had their own kind of like
fun.
funny like 3D style monster. And she had like the googly eyes, and then they would like color it differently, whether it was like crayon or put papers on it,
Yeah.
kind of like a patchy style design. So I think like also 3D kind of like sculpture style, whether it's like you're painting on it or you're just adding on to it. I think that's also another really interesting.
I just
Cool
got a
thing to get
whole
into.
bunch, like 50, like coffee bean, like the burlap
Okay.
sacks. I just got 50 of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but we're going to make art out of them. I don't know what we're doing with them yet, but
That's super exciting stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, and what do you guys say? I think that's a good
yeah,
part
good
to leave this
for part
part
one.
off and go into little part 2 where we talk more about the studio. Is there anything that you want to finish off with, Ashley?
I don't know.
Follow her on Instagram, Ashley B Painting.
Yeah.
We got Ashley B Painting, and there's, I don't know if you want to shout out any other accounts, but
Yeah, Late Bloomer Art Studio is going to be the new studio, so
stay tuned.
follow there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone,
Yeah.
for listening to episode
86.
86
Of the Northstar Podcast.
Part
Awesome.
1. See you on the next one.
See ya.
Peace.